So far today, I got up around 6 o'clock and I did my Bible study, which was super good this morning. I've been studying Romans 14, very specifically about the topic of not holding others to standards that are not in the Bible. I found it personally convicting, and I just think that it's really important to make sure that we never judge other people, or we never hold people to a standard that we've created ourselves. As Christians, we are told to hold one another to the truth of Scripture, not to hold one another to our man-made standards. Anyways, now I am going to go eat my pre-workout, which today is 5 rice cakes, and then I'm going to get into it. Today is back day. So if you don't know, I always like to start my morning off by drinking at least 42 ounces of water. I use these flavor enhancers from Walmart. I drink a lot of water, and it is largely due to these. These help me drink so much water. So if you have trouble drinking water, I highly recommend. Anyways, don't judge. I do use a little too much. I feel like I have built up my tolerance to it over the years, and so like I need more and more to get the same effect. Anyways, let's get into the workout. So a big focus for me this past improvement season since my last show was my lower lats, just to help create that shape here and in the back post to help create that X frame. And so I like to start my back days with a pull down. Most of my improvement season, I would do pull-ups, but recently I've been trying to limit the bicep engagement because my biceps are pretty big from softball all those years. And so I've been focusing on pull downs. And so I like to always start my lifts with my heaviest movement, my compound movement, the one that takes the most energy. I'm going to start with lat pull downs, and we are going to start with a warm-up set. So on lat pull downs, one of my favorite cues that I like to use is keeping your chest up on the way down. It helps keep it in your lats, as opposed to if you go like this, you can start to pull it forward. So now I'm going to get into my first working set. On my working sets, I like to go pretty heavy. I don't really count my reps. I just kind of go till failure and then do partials as an intensifier. But I really like to think about stopping about right here. I don't like to go any lower because I feel like I lose tension in my lats and I start to use other muscles. And so I like to really just stay here, minimize bicep engagement. Once I go down here, I start to pull with my arms and my biceps. And so I just go right to my chest, slowly back up, right to my chest. So let's get into the first working set. Time for working set number 2. Goodness. All right, last working set number 3. I'm gonna drop set, so I'm gonna drop the weight now. And that's it for lat pull downs. All right, so now we're moving it to decline dumbbell lat pullovers. So on this movement, the important part of the movement is the stretch. So that's the range of motion that I'm gonna focus on. So I go to the stretch and then I only go up as high as it'll stay in my lats. I don't go any farther so that I keep tension in my lats throughout the entire set. Ooh, the hair clip was not a good idea. Chest up. Those ones get hard really quickly. But because my lats are already warmed up and I'm just in a position where they were in the stretch, I kind of just go into the working sets of these, especially since it's not one of the heavier movements that I do. But yeah, so I'm gonna do 3 working sets, and that was number 1. All right, on to working set number 2. All right, last working set. That is it. That is it for dumbbell lat pullovers. All right, I'm guessing this will be an exercise variation you've never seen before, but it's basically a neutral grip pull down or like a super high row. I'm just trying to disengage my biceps. So instead of holding it from my hand, I'm gonna be putting a cuff right above my elbow. It's a little weird looking, but man, blows up my lats. Working set number 2. I'm gonna increase the weight just a little bit. Last working set here. That has to be the most fun part. Next, I'm going to do a face pull variation. This is rear delts focused, and I'm going to do 3 working sets and take all the sets to failure. So let's do this. whenever I do a face pull variation and I'm really trying to isolate my rear delts, I try to think about going around or pulling outward instead of just straight back. Because typically if I just think about straight back, it's all traps and I get out of my rear delts. So I like to think about almost like a pull apart. Think about pulling whatever it is apart and around. Working set number 2. Last working set. Moving on. Now before I move on to the next exercise, while I'm resting, I finished my 42 ounces of water, so that means it's time for my daily energy drink. All right, today we are going to have the Ghost Warheads Sour Watermelon. It's my favorite flavor, or second favorite flavor. I like the Warhead Sour Green Apple one too, but first sip of the day. It gets better just like every single time. Like, I've been drinking this one for a long time and it just never gets old. Anyways, moving on to the next exercise. All right, now we're moving on to lateral raises. I know it is not a back exercise, but I train upper body 3 times a week. I have 2 shoulder days, one on Monday, one on Saturday, and then I train back and then shoulders on Thursday. So today is Thursday. Delts, they're a smaller muscle. They can take a lot more frequency, a lot more volume than a lot of other muscle groups like quads and hamstrings and stuff like that. So I hit delts 3 times a week. I do a rear delt fly variation and a medial delt lateral raise variation on every single upper body day that I do, at least one. So my favorite is lying cable lateral raises. So that is what we're going to do. And then I follow that up with just a hold in this position. I press out as hard as I can for 30 to 45 seconds, and that is the set. So let's get into the first set. That's set 1, only 2 more to go. Now, you may be thinking, Katie, that was a tough way to finish your workout. Yeah, well, we're not done yet. So I like to do this thing called a Delt Destroyer set at the end of all of my upper body workouts. And yeah, I know I just hit delts, but I'm doing it again. So what I do, you see those dumbbells. So I have 20s, 12s, and 10s. So what I do is I do lateral raises to failure, rear delt flies to failure, and then drop it, next weight. Lateral raises to failure, rear delts to failure, drop it, next weight, laterals, rear delt flies. And then, just when you think you're done, I have this little band here, and I do little partial lateral raises, little partial rear delt flies. Yeah, and so I turn the stage lighting on because the lighting that makes me look cool, because I need all the motivation I can get to get through this set. So I'm going to film the whole thing, and you might see a tear shed, might not, we'll see. Heartbeat in my delt. That's why we do this for the pump. That's so cool. You can see all like the blood in the rear delt, and the front delt, medial delt. That's cool. Ooh. Oh. Okay, that's enough of that. Okay, that's it. So next thing on the list is we have our post-workout cardio. And so I am putting a waist trainer on. And now, I know what some of you are thinking. Oh my gosh. You're either in two camps. Doesn't she know that a waist trainer doesn't make your waist smaller? Or you're thinking, oh my gosh, does a waist trainer make your waist smaller? It doesn't. It does not make your waist smaller. It's literally just a wrap around you. Does not make you lose body fat, does not make your waist smaller. I'm wearing it for the same reason I'm about to wear a long sleeve shirt or sweatshirt during cardio, to make me sweat, get my heart rate up so that cardio goes by quicker. Because I do 150 active calories of cardio, and so it is based on how hard I work and not how long I'm on the treadmill for. So it's just incline walking, but wear the waist trainer. I also wear it around sometimes because in bodybuilding, you're on stage holding your pose. You got to be able to keep your core in tight for a long period of time when you're standing next to people. And it's the beginning of prep. I'm not in great posing shape yet. And so it's helping me kind of work on my core control and being used to kind of just like keeping my core tight and chilling that way. So that's why I wear it. I don't wear it because it makes you lose body fat. I don't wear it because it makes your waist smaller, because it doesn't. Anyways, I am going to get that sweatshirt I was telling you guys about, and then I'll see you on the treadmill. We got here all of the cardio, So, we got here all of the cardio essentials. Let me give you a little haul. We have my Wild Cure cup, another 42 ounces of water. Then we have my energy drink. We have remote control with a TV. My book, number 21 of the year so far. This is my second cardio session of prep. Yesterday was my first, and yesterday it only took like 30 minutes. So hopefully this won't take that long. It'll probably take 30 minutes and I'll end up using either the book or the TV, not both. I'm not on there that long, but yeah, so what I have started with is 5 incline, 3.8 speed, and we are going up the Statue of Liberty today. So we were cooking today. It only took 23 minutes and 25 seconds. I went 1.26 miles. Average pace was 18.31 miles. Burned 153 active calories, and my average heart rate was 138, which is why it went so quick. Look, I achieved the Statue of Liberty during my 23 minutes. I'm not going to do a crazy detailed run through of my breakfast because it's literally the same all year round, which honestly makes prep and being in a deficit a lot easier when I'm eating the exact same foods in the same routine all year round. But my breakfast is oats. Currently it is 75 grams of oats, 150 grams of raspberries. On training days, 45 grams of whey drip and 50 grams of American Dream nut butter. So, and 2 to 4 grams of creatine. So real quick before I eat breakfast, I wanted to show you guys the supplement I've been taking. It is Chase Tree Booster. That's what I've been taking. I take 1 pill a day. I've started taking them in the mornings. There's some studies that show that it can help with hormonal balance, and as a natural competitor, I'm gonna take all the help I can get. I've struggled with hormonal acne since I reached puberty. I do believe that it has helped. This go around, this past month, my skin has been a lot more consistent, overall a lot better. So I'm not necessarily saying that that's directly linked to this, but if it even makes a 1% difference, I'm gonna try it, so yeah. Hey guys, so I wanted to give a little prep update and then just like a life update. For prep, since last time, my weight's still been consistently going down. My coach was going to decide on Wednesday, which was yesterday, whether or not we were gonna add cardio this week, just kind of based on the way that I was trending. So I did a check-in on Sunday, like that's my normal check-in day. So I did a check-in on Sunday, and then I did another one on Wednesday, and based on how I was looking, we were gonna decide whether or not to add cardio in. And so we decided to add cardio in, which is 150 active calories 3 times a week post-workout. So I'm gonna do that right after my upper body days, which are Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. I'm going to show my check-in from yesterday real quick. I think it's really cool to see the progress that I've made over this past improvement season. So all that we've changed from last week is I'm now doing 13,000 steps a day, and that is not including cardio. All of the steps that I get during cardio, I do 13,000 on top of that. And then the days I don't do cardio, I just do 13,000. Food's been exactly the same, still high, exactly the same. So just regular life updates. I was in a chemistry 2 class this summer that was really, really difficult. And so I was spending like a lot of hours a day just studying and doing the homework for that. And so that actually finished yesterday. I took my final exam. So I have until next Thursday, a week from today, August 14th, until I go back to Stillwater for school, which starts on the 18th. And so I actually just kind of get to chill out and be present with my family for the next week. And so today's gonna be a little bit more of a chill day than it's been lately. Those are all the updates. Yeah. Let's get back to my day. Okay. Hello, so I just got back from a long walk with my parents. I have about 12,500 steps now, so I only have like 3,500 left on the day, and it's currently 1:45. So I'm about to FaceTime a friend, and then I'm going to make my next meal. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, it is time for my next meal. I have 115 grams of 93.7 ground beef, 175 grams of a mixture of vegetables, 57 grams of avocado, 10 grams of goat cheese, and 30 grams of a GQ sauce of my choosing. All right, why don't you tell them what we're about to go do?
It's time for a jet ski ride at the lake.
Yep. So we're gonna take the jet skis out, and then I'm going to come back in, finish up my steps, and then eat some dinner. Hey guys, so I am currently finishing up my steps for the day. I only have about 2,000 left, so it's not gonna take very long. It is 5:20, and so after I'm done getting my steps, I am going to make my dinner and eat around 6 o'clock, and then I'll probably take a shower and just relax the rest of the night. I'll hang out with my parents, maybe watch some Duck Dynasty with them. Hey guys, so I have now finished all of my steps for the day, so that means that I don't have to move the rest of the day, right? That's bodybuilder math. I'm about to make my dinner. My favorite meal of the day, my favorite meal probably ever. I honestly prefer this meal over just about any cheat meal I could possibly have. And I'm being 100% honest when I say that. I look forward to this meal every single night. Here are the details. It is 90 grams of cream of rice, 45 grams of whey protein in the form of whey drip, 50 grams of nut butter, and 150 grams of fruit of my choosing. I typically like to rotate between raspberries, mangoes, and dark cherries. All right, I have decided that while my cream of rice bowl cools down a little bit in the freezer, I am going to take a shower and clean up because I feel really nasty right now. Hey guys, so I just finished dinner and then I talked with my fiance Jack for a little bit, and it's currently about 7 o'clock, and so I am starting to fade a little bit. This seems to be around the time of day that I crash a wee bit, and so I'm probably going to do like this is the last time I talk in this video, and then I'm just gonna show you like a little clip of what I do the rest of the night. But I usually get ready for bed around like 9:30, sometimes 9:45. It just depends on the night. Thank you guys for watching this video. See you guys later.